Have you ever bought a pair of pants that fit you just perfectly everywhere, except, and it doesn't matter what shoes you wear or how you style them, they are entirely too long? I'm going to show you a super easy, super simple way to fix that yourself, and you don't even need a sewing machine. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out our inseam. Let me take these pants off real quick and I'll show you what I mean. So first you can take a pair of pants that you already have that you know that fit you and measure your inseam, which is from the seam that you have in your crotch of a pair of pants all the way down to the bottom. So if I was going to do it on these pants, I would take this and I would measure from that crotch seam up here all the way to the end of the pants. Now, I'm not going to use these as an example because this isn't exactly where I want it to fall for those, but these ones have about a 27-inch inseam. So a 27-inch inseam on a pair of pants like that would probably end up being a little too short, but I generally like my inseam to be about 29 inches. And I know this because I've done this many, many times before on pants. Because I'm about 5'4" and these pants, store-bought pants, are never made for somebody my size, and even petites are not. Petites are sometimes too short. These are too long, so I always have to alter them. So generally, I like mine to be about 29 inches on the inseam. It falls in a pretty good spot, so I can either wear flats or I can wear like wedges or a little bit of a heel. I never wear really high heels anyway, so high heels are not really an issue. But if you are planning on wearing high heels, make sure you measure where you want those pants to fall when you have heels on. So you can also pin them up and see how they look when you're wearing the shoes that you want to wear with them. That is something you can do also. But if you have a pair of pants that you already have altered to the way that you want these pants to fall, then you can use those and you just measure that inseam. And once you have that measurement, you can take your pants and you can measure out that on there. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, so here we have our pants laid out flat on the table. You want to make sure your waistband is even and that everything is nice and flat and straight. And then you're going to take the leg and you're going to flip it up. And here's your inseam. Your inseam seam, I guess you could say. And so you're going to take your tape measure and you're going to measure from that crotch seam here. So you can see here that this is about 32 inches in the inseam, which is entirely too much for me. So I want mine to be about here. So you can take your chalk or your heat erasable pen or your friction pen or whatever you have handy, and you're going to mark where it is that you want your hem to be. And then we're going to take apart this hem here. So you're going to get your seam ripper out and take that apart. So you're going to take your seam ripper, or you can use like a small pair of scissors or something like that, whatever you have on hand. So normally I would keep as much of this length as I can, simply because it's easier if you can just fold it over like here and then have it be where you want it to be. But there's so much of it that I can't do that with these pair of pants. So if it was only about an inch I was taking, you could just fold it over and hand sew it or blind hem stitch it in place. But this is too much. So what I'm going to do is, since this is about an inch wide hem here, it's a little bit more, it's about an inch and a quarter-ish, but I'm just going to make it an inch because that'll look fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a double fold hem here so that I don't have to finish the edge, it'll be contained, and I'm going to go down 2 inches. And then that's where I'm going to cut all of this excess off is here. So in order to make sure that I'm not cutting too much off, I'm going to measure this across here. So now I'm going to press this up, these seams up. So once I've ironed this all in and I'm happy with where the seam is, I'm gonna hand baste it into place so that I can do a quick try on and see how it fits before I officially sew it. Okay, so here they are with my flat shoes. This hem seems a little bit longer than this one, so I might go back and make sure that the measurements are correct for the inseam, because it does seem like it's a little bit longer. And this is why doing like a quick try on before you spend all that time sewing is a little bit more, is kind of important. Okay, so this is with a boot. Pretty good. And this is with a heel. But like I said, this one I think is a little bit longer than the other one. So I'm gonna have to go back in and make sure that they're the same length. So here you can see that this leg is the leg that was a little bit too long, but they actually match up perfectly, which means that it's a me thing and not a pant leg thing. So I might just leave it. I don't want them to be uneven, so let me just check the measurements and make sure that I have it at the 29 inches. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just call it good, because like I said, If it's a me issue, well, then that's fine. It's just a me issue. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna prep my thread and needle, and we will hand sew. So here I'm just doing a slip stitch on the bottom all the way around on both legs, and I am using a silk thread on this. I just decided that I was going to use the silk thread because it was what matched the most closely as far as color is concerned. I don't actually have anything that exactly matches these pants since they are store-bought, so I just decided to use that, and silk thread is very strong, and I may decide to go back and take just a little bit more off the length. I haven't fully decided yet, seeing as how that right leg is a little bit longer than the other one. And I know that's because I have scoliosis, and so my back is a little bit crooked, and it appears that one leg is longer than the other one. However, that is not the case. It is just because of my back. And I feel like everybody has a little bit of a difference between one leg in the other and one arm in the other. But these pants just make it a little bit more obvious simply because of the fact that the hem is uneven, and it's really frustrating. So I'm unsure if I'm going to go back and take them up just a little bit more, or maybe just take that one side up, maybe like a 1/4 of an inch might help. I'm really not sure yet. I haven't decided. But for now, it looks okay, and I'm sure nobody but me will probably notice that they're uneven, but it just bothers me. And I feel like I have this problem with all of my pants, especially the ones that I have altered myself, because when you buy them at the store, they're just generally too long anyway, so I guess I just don't notice it. But when I alter them, I always notice that one leg is slightly different from the other. But like I said, that's just a me thing, and I am just uneven. Outside and the side. And now I have a pair of pants that I can wear with any kind of shoes I want. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my content and want to support my channel, please like and subscribe. Let me know if you guys like this video, if you want to see more things like this. I have some dresses that need to be altered and some skirts and stuff like that that need to be altered that I would be willing to do on camera. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks again for watching.